Hello, everyone, and welcome to How to Create a News Package Using Premiere, Part 2. So in the first package, or in this first video, I taught you how to shoot your videos and upload them to your computer, add them to a folder with your voiceover, your video files, and your audio files. So now we're going to learn how to put the actual news package together, which is the fun part. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to open Premiere, which is an Adobe product, and should be laying at the bottom of your screen, and it's a purple box, PR. So you're going to go ahead and click on Premiere and wait for it to open. And if you've had projects before in Premiere, they're going to come up right now, as you can see some other of my news packages. If you're new to Premiere, you won't have any of these, and all you need to do is click New Project. So the first thing we're going to do is rename the project, and the news package that I'm doing right now is on travel vaccinations. So I'm going to go ahead and name it Travel Vaccines. You can name yours accordingly, of course, and then today's date. And then I can save it to wherever I want to save it and hit OK. So then your Premiere screen is going to come up whenever it stops saying not responding in a second, and we can go ahead and get started. So the first thing you want to do is get familiar with your workspace. You can see that this is the project tab at the bottom, and then we have the preview at the top, program to the right, and timeline on the bottom right. The first thing we're going to do is upload all the files that we put into one folder. So we'll go to File and then down to Import. And to go to where I have these located in my specific folder under W. And all you're going to do to be able to upload all the footage and the voiceover is click on the Shift key on the first image, the Shift on the bottom, and it will highlight everything. And then all you have to do is click Open. All the files into your project. And you can access these right here at the bottom. Travel vaccines. Go ahead and unhighlight it. And the first thing I want to do, because this is so nice, is an interview file. And I'm going to cut it to part of the interview that I want to use. So we're going to go ahead and pull that up to the preview section of Premiere. Interviewed a pharmacist because this is on flu vaccination. So again, this package is according to you, but this is just the standard setup for a news package. Let me go ahead and drag that up. And you will play around of the interview that we know we want to use, which I already happen to know exactly what part, so I'll save some time. By bringing it right to the part of the interview that So to do that, you'll use the Mark In button and to the recording amount of time that you want. You'll use the Mark Out button, which is the third icon. And of course, the play and pause button are right in the middle. And then all you need to do is drag the video down to your timeline. So there we have it. It is dragged to the timeline, and you can see it there. Also, you can play around with how big and small you want these files to be right here at the bottom. Okay, so I'm going to move this over just a little bit. My introduction video, my stand up for the news package. So that is complete. So we need to cut that down too by putting it at the top. So I know that I had a couple takes, so the good one's going to be at the very end. We'll do the Mark In, drag it down just like we did the first one, move this over a little bit, just kind of playing around with your timeline. So you can see we have the video files and the audio files over top of each other. And so now we can separate these because we already know that we have the voiceover that we need. So you can see that this is voiceover number 1 that's in your project file. Move it up to preview and you can play as much of it as you want to. And we already know exactly what part of it we want because I've already gone through, and you would obviously go through this on your own. And you'll use mark in, play, your first voiceover to how much you need to, and mark out. And then you'll drag your audio. And of course that's separated by the video. And then voiceover 2, you can see exactly how much of it you need to use. So we'll do the mark in and the mark out once again, and then you'll drag the audio only file right down to here. And then moving right along, all you have to do over top of your audio file to make the video play smoothly is put B-roll on top. So you know that you have to go find the perfect B-roll whenever you're at a story to make the story flow together. So we have a lot of B-roll of the pharmacy. So all we have to do is drag that up to preview, play it, decide what parts of it that we want. It's lagging a little bit right now. The B-roll is not that shaky. So we're going to go ahead and mark it in, mark it out. And the important thing here is that we drag video only. If you drag the audio, it'll go over the voiceover audio, and you don't want that. So drag right here where it says video only and drag the video only. So you can continue to find the different B-roll that you want, just to make the story flow. And if shots is about immunizations before traveling, so this is the type of B-roll footage that we want to use. We can make it a little bit bigger if we want to, expand, see what else we have to work with. And we drag it down bigger as well. And then finally, just some remaining B-roll for the end whenever you're doing your outro. And drag video only. It's almost the perfect amount of time. And if you want to cut something or make it longer, you can do it right there on the timeline. So now, before we actually export this news package, which is a very small scale news package, we can watch it through. And you can see that the video and the audio files are all embedded over top of each other. It all goes really smoothly together. And have it. So now we're going to move on to exporting the news package. So if you go to the top left and you click File, Export, Media. So again, File, Export, Media. I don't know why that wasn't working the first time, but everybody has some technical difficulties every once in a while, I suppose. Okay, so now we're just going to wait for it to load. And then whenever the box comes up, we're going to have to change some of the presets. So you'll keep your format at H2.64, but when you go down to your preset, you want to change that to YouTube 1080p HD, so that whenever we're putting our news package on YouTube and on the Facebook page for WSRU TV, we have it in the proper format. And then we'll change the output name to Vaccines News Package. And we will hit save. So now the last thing that we'll have to do is click export. And it'll export immediately with the current settings. We're replacing it because I already made one of these. So now it exports to wherever you saved it. And that completes the session on how to make a news package part 2.